Hello, welcome to the API, well, it's not API Machinery, it's the Apply Working Group sync up meeting where we talk about what we did, what we didn't do. Today, yeah, I didn't manage to do as much this week as I hoped. That week went really fast, I don't know. Let's just go through the list.
Yeah, I don't think any of the three of mine are done.
Are they blocked on me looking at them?
The first two, yeah, the first two are.
Okay.
Well, the second one is an API review.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's blocked on you. You already looked at it, so it's blocked on getting.
Yeah,
I don't know how
I mean, I can't just approve it. Let me boot up why I was concerned about that one.
Is the dry runnable?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then we had a conversation, and then you asked a good question, and I copied that to Eric on our email thread, and then I think it's stuck there. Maybe you can poke me on that one later today and make sure that we make progress on that. Runtime to object rather than JSON encoded strings.
Yeah, I have PR, but it's not completely done, I don't think.
Oh, okay. Is that enough for us to take a look? Or?
Yeah, if you want to look at it, it would be helpful. But I'm still working on how to use the runtime object because I don't think the meta's version, but there's no internal version for meta, right? So with the raw extension, it's supposed to be a raw extension in the external version and an object in the internal version.
Yeah, that's a good point. There was a change. At first I was saying that so at first I was saying that we should always store it in the version that the object is in and do conversion, but then I did a bunch of work and discovered that doesn't actually work. Let's see, do I have a link to right here? Yes, I do. So in this document, I came up with a new approach, which is don't convert the user intent. So store it in the version that the user sent it in.
Yeah, I think all of that will have to be done in the apply code, like where it gets set, So yeah, that's the part I still have to make sure it's doing right.
You should probably
get some tests for it. I have it doing something, but I have to make sure it's doing this. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know that you should implement this in the current. You probably shouldn't implement this in the current PR, but why don't you find this document and read this last section and tell me if it makes sense.
Yeah, look at what is this one called? I'll look at it.
This is called converting without defaulting, which really works out too. Don't convert either. Okay, cool.
But the API of it should be good now to review.
Okay, great.
So I could already try to pull this into my branch and store it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds great.
Not sure what will happen.
Yeah, we'll see.
Might be an adventure. Okay, so and the custom storage, yeah, you've got a PR from that I haven't looked at, right?
Yeah, I'm writing a test for it, but I think it's good. There's some questions about some of the fields for services are also similar to like resource version and UID, how they get generated. And I guess right now I have it not generated.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, I left a comment about this somewhere. Like, if it's inexpensive for the server, we might as well fill them in. If it requires like listing every pod in the system to find a non-unique thing or a unique thing, then that seems excessive. I'm not sure. I mean, people can't rely on the values that we give for these things anyway. So
It would be good to give a fake one so they know it will actually generate one.
Yeah,
As long as they know it's not the
it might be
real.
good to give an example. Yeah, we should think about if the example needs to have the properties that the real thing has, right? Like maybe we could just reserve one value in the range for the example, and then we know it's always free.
Yeah, because you don't want it to like be a duplicate of a real property, but you also it has to pass the validation.
Yeah, and then
I don't know.
Then if we reserve a value, then you'd always know that what we sent back in the dry run is not the thing that you'd really be using.
Mm.
Maybe that's a good principle. We could do that for UID too. Send back
So what if someone tries to use that value, like
the server rejects?
So it would reject that value unless it's a dry run and it accepts that value in the validation.
Well, you can't send stuff in UID anyway.
But for something like cluster IP,
where the user
they can specify, or it can be generated.
So yeah, for that we'd have to like for example the service IP table. You could mark like the last IP in the range as in use for this, for example.
I see.
I don't know if that's really a good idea because some people might be operating under very tight constraints for the number of IPs. I don't know. It's actually it's surprisingly hard. Okay. Yeah, let's think about that one some more. Let's look at Antoine's issues. Dry run, don't generate or create set UID. We decided not to do that, right? Yeah.
So maybe you could change this one to say generate.
I think, have we been marking those as done or just scratching them off completely?
We can just change it to do generate.
Leave everything the way it is.
Yeah, because I think even if we're not doing this one, there's still work to figure out what we are doing and document it. So.
Okay, fair enough.
Should probably still be a task at least.
Okay, so document. And document. More integration tests for dry run and write documentation. I know at least one PR got LGTM'd.
I think I looked into one PR where I also commented. I think Jenny, you commented too about this mistake, like new. I'm not sure what it was.
Oh, that was for the framework for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Apply test,
Yeah. I've got a typo in that, and I've had zero time to go back to it. Hopefully today.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what to do with the pull requests. Aside from that, you asked for people to do more integration tests, but I'm not sure where to.
Yeah, so this line item is about the tests Antoine was making for dry run. There were at least 2 PRs, and I know one of them got merged, and I think the other one was ready to go with one more change. I'm just going to call this done. The PR that I made starting some integration tests, I was looking for, mostly I was looking for feedback like, is this the right directory to put this sort of thing? Do these names make sense? Antoine suggested a different name for the directory, so that's sort of feedback I was hoping for. And then if it makes, so yeah, then where I was going on that one is next I was looking at the types that we're going to use to represent the objects while we pass it off to the apply code. What type is it going to be? Is it going to be a Go type, or is it going to be like map string interface, or is it going to be some more custom type? So I was looking at the existing apply code, which hasn't really been battle tested, and to see what type that accepts. Yeah, so
maybe unstructured could be.
Yeah, unstructured is a candidate. The reason why, or a reason why map string interface isn't sufficient is that it scrambles list orders, or it can, if you're not careful. Well, I guess if it stores a list as an array, it should be okay, right? It definitely scrambles struct field orders. This is one thing that I really loathe about our API types is after a type goes through the system, it comes named order, which doesn't make much sense. Like the first item in a list will be like IP address, and the name will be buried in the middle and hard to see. Yeah, so we can do better. If we have a schema, we can do better. I mean, so the code that I had started for the like reference implementation, I had a really stupidly simple thing that did that, but I don't know if it's in presentable shape or not. So that's the other thing I was going to look at. Is if we don't have a good existing option, do we need to add one? And I think since I'm talking about it, I think the last thing we have to consider about this is, do we need to just generate, given that we have a schema, do we need to generate apply functions for everything that we have schemas for? So that's a possibility. I mean, you could actually go pretty crazy with that and have the schema comes in a CRD. We compile that into we run the generator and the control plane and generate a Go program to handle that, and then shell out to that to do the apply operation, right? Like you could go completely crazy.
Well, if we have the open API and stuff, I don't know if we need that. There's not how it does it in kubectl, right? It just has one function that can be used many types. Yeah.
I guess I'm saying there's basically two ways that we could do this. We can use the I'll call it dynamic approach that can take any accepts the schema and the operands that it's going to act on. The other option is to start out with the schema and use code generation to just generate merging functions specifically for those types. That approach is more labor intensive. It's a little bit more labor. It's more labor intensive.
I think it's like strictly more because for CRDs we also need the dynamic one. Or
yes, that's what I'm saying. For CRD, if you really wanted to, for CRDs, you could. Yeah, I think we definitely need the dynamic one just so that we know that we've got the correct operation, and the code generation should be a optimization that we do if we need to. At least that's how I feel about code generation. I'm not a fan of code generation, even though I'm responsible for like a million lines of it in the Kubernetes code base. Okay, so I'm gonna move this here, this here. This is now spring 19. Should we assume that Antoine is out on vacation for a couple of weeks? So I'm gonna move here.
Oh, for more weeks, okay. I thought it's only this one.
Oh, just one, but I know he's on vacation. I think he went to France for 3 weeks and was working the first week.
Ah, okay, yeah.
So let's bump that down. API review. Is this? This is not actionable right now, right? This is maybe
Shouldn't this be after?
Yeah, after one gets done.
Yeah.
It seems like you can.
Yeah.
Based on top of Jenny's, and maybe you can get it to work.
Yeah. I will try.
You should learn something either way that you can report back to us.
Yeah, if it doesn't work.
I haven't used the raw extension yet, so I thought it's runtime object. I didn't know what to do with raw extension.
Yeah, we have this like internal external type concept in the code base, and like a two-phase decoding process where on the external type it's the raw extension type, and the first decode phase just populates that with whatever was there, and then the second decoding phase like expands that into a runtime.object.
Okay.
So yeah, that's why the two types come in a pair.
For the apply, it wasn't a problem before because apply always gets YAML, right? Why is that?
It wasn't the problem before because we were just keeping it encoded as a string.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but now we would like to do it the right way, which is much more difficult than just storing a string. So I want to take some action items for myself this time, and I'm wondering if I have them down here. Okay, maybe I'll just start a new one. I want to start apply integration.
No. 2 Minuten.
Okay. Yes, I think these both require the feature branch. I'll say this is a 3 because I already sort of started it. And I'm going to say this is a 5. Okay. Any other thoughts? Should we do what went wrong, what went right?
Was pretty quiet this week, right?
Yeah, I came back and yeah, like yesterday, I spent a bunch of time reviewing the pruning cap.
And for me, it was great. I still am in recap of the last 2 weeks of holiday and next. I was done. But next week and this week, I probably can spend some time for it.
Okay.
So hopefully finish this one if no magic problems arise.
Cool. All right. Well, let's call it a day then. It's good to see you.
Yep. Sure.
We'll sync up on Slack throughout the week.
Yep.
All right. Bye.
Bye.